Tensions in the Middle East are reaching a boiling point as the Red Sea becomes a focal point for global instability. Recent attacks on commercial vessels have sparked fears of a broader conflict involving the United States and Iran. As drones and missiles target one of the world's most critical shipping lanes, the question remains, is the world on the brink of a third world war, or is this a calculated game of brinkmanship? Today, we unpack the complex layers of the US-Iran standoff and what it means for global security and your everyday life.
To understand the stakes, we must look at the geography. The Bab el-Mandeb Strait is a narrow choke point connecting the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. Approximately 12% of global trade and nearly 30% of world container traffic pass through here. Any disruption forces ships to take a much longer, costlier route around the Cape of Good Hope in Africa. By targeting this corridor, the Houthis have effectively gained a massive lever over the global economy, impacting everything from oil prices to the availability of consumer goods in your local stores. Who are the Houthis? Formerly known as Ansar Allah, they are a Zaydi Shia group that seized control of much of northern Yemen, including the capital Sana'a, in 2014. As part of this so-called axis of resistance, they align themselves with Iran against Western influence and Israel. While they claim their attacks are a response to the conflict in Gaza, their capabilities suggest a significant upgrade in military hardware, utilizing sophisticated drones and anti-ship ballistic missiles that were previously unseen in non-state actor arsenals, complicating the security landscape for international naval forces. Iran's involvement is the central pillar of this standoff. While Tehran denies direct control over Houthi operations, Western intelligence reports suggest a steady flow of weapons, intelligence, and tactical support. Iran views its network of proxies, from Hezbollah in Lebanon to militias in Iraq and the Houthis in Yemen, as a forward defense strategy. By pressuring the US and its allies through these groups, Iran aims to project power and deter direct military action against its own soil, while keeping the conflict at a simmer rather than a full-scale boil. In response to the escalating threats, the United States launched Operation Prosperity Guardian. This multinational security initiative involves over 20 nations committed to patrolling the Red Sea and protecting commercial shipping. U.S. Navy destroyers like the USS Carney and USS Mason have intercepted dozens of drones and missiles. However, the coalition faces a delicate balance: how to degrade Houthi capabilities without triggering a direct war with Iran or alienating regional partners who are wary of appearing too aligned with Western military intervention in an already volatile region. The economic consequences are already being felt across the globe. Major shipping giants like Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd have diverted vessels, adding up to 14 days and millions of dollars in fuel costs to each journey. This rerouting strains the global supply chain, leading to potential inflation and delays in energy deliveries to Europe and beyond. If the Red Sea remains a high-risk zone, the increased insurance premiums and operational costs could trickle down to consumers, making the geopolitical standoff a kitchen table issue for families concerned about rising prices. Is this the start of World War III? Most analysts believe that neither Washington nor Tehran wants an all-out war. However, the risk of miscalculation is high. A single strike that causes mass American casualties or a direct hit on an Iranian asset could trigger a cycle of retaliation that spins out of control. With Hezbollah engaged on Israel's northern border and Iraqi militias targeting U.S. bases, the Middle East is a tinderbox. The Red Sea attacks are just one spark that could ignite a much larger regional conflagration with global consequences. The path forward requires a blend of military deterrence and sophisticated diplomacy. While the U.S. and its allies continue to strike Houthi launch sites, they are also engaging in back-channel talks to de-escalate with Iran. The situation remains fluid, and the stability of the Red Sea will depend on whether a broader regional ceasefire can be reached. For now, the world watches the horizon, hoping that cool heads prevail in a standoff that has the potential to reshape the geopolitical landscape for years to come. We will keep you updated on this developing story.